Hey guys, and welcome back. This is my promised video to you guys that I would do a voiceover of the bead sorting video. And I wanted to say before I get started, I saw on the news and on the internet that there was a 8.2 or 8.1 earthquake off of the coast of Alaska, and I just wanted to say my prayers and thoughts are with anyone in the danger zones, whether it is from the earthquake or a tsunami warning zone. I will be praying for you guys. Anyways, now that that's off my chest, I'll start talking about the video. So these little beads, these blue ones, were probably my least favorite to try and pick up. They were sneaky little devils, and they constantly were escaping me, though they were the easiest to spot out of all the beads. There'll be a blooper at the end of the video because there's a part that I had cut out, and it is where I'm trying to hunt down this one bead, and it keeps eluding me. I got these beads probably a few years ago. Probably when I was living with one of my best friends at the time. She and we liked to do crafts and other things, but she liked to make jewelry. And she was extremely good at making jewelry. Her necklaces and bracelets were just very beautiful, but she never thought they were, which always made me kind of sad. She had such a talent for them, but she just never could see it. And that's what I want to encourage you guys with. If you enjoy something, if you really love something, and you know that you have a talent for it, or people maybe tell you you have a talent for it, pursue it. Don't just let it waste away. I believe that everyone has a talent, or what you'd call a God-given talent, and we should use them to the best of our abilities. I guess for me, one of my talents that people say that I'm good in, which I haven't even taken my own advice, was my art. I've gotten rusty over the years now because I haven't kept up with my art, and I've just recently started getting back into it. There's some things that I need to retrain myself with, but I absolutely want to pursue art again. It brought me so much joy when I did do it, and I love to see other people's smiles when I would give them like a picture of something that they liked, or maybe something that they requested. It's like one of the moments that I was happiest. I like to draw line art most of the time. That was a dream of mine, to be an illustrator for books. And I've thought about it many times to do a coloring book. And just not 100% sure on the theme of the coloring book that I would do. Probably fantasy, because I really enjoy fantasy stuff. As I'm watching this video of me sorting the beads, I realized this was so messy in a way. This is actually my second attempt at doing the bead sorting. My first attempt, it went perfect. It was absolutely perfect. The moon that I made with the beads was a pretty ombre effect, or gradient effect. So like the lightest color beads were on the outside, and then it got darker going towards the inside. And I didn't miss nearly as many beads, like they didn't elude me like these suckers did. But that video was pixelated in like the later half of it, so I just scrapped it and I ended up recording again from scratch. There's parts where you might see a cut in the video. That's because either my mother was making noise or my puppy was outside my door making noise. I can't record when my puppy's in my room because she'll be either panting, snoring, whining because she wants my attention, or grumbling because she wants my attention. I've even had her come up onto the bed or up into my lap when I'm trying to film or edit, and she just flops on top of me. She's grown so much, it's amazing. She's a German Shepherd named Luca, and I had named her Luca because I had gotten her around the time when my father and my pet ferret, Evie, who I had for 9 years, they both passed away within a month of each other. And so my mother and I, we were thinking of what could we do, and we knew that we wanted something for comfort, and I ended up getting a puppy, and I named her Luca because Luca means light, and so she was like my little light during that dark time. And around that time, I found ASMR. I did not know what ASMR was at first. It was a complete mystery to me. I had kind of seen it in passing, and I definitely have had ASMR, like the tingles, without ever knowing that it was an actual thing. But I got into ASMR because it was dead quiet in the house. Pops, he used to have the TV on at night, late at night, and he would be coughing or farting. And I'd go down and I'd play with his bald head and like the little bit of hair that was on the sides. I liked teasing him a lot and hugging him from behind. And my ferret, she used to sleep in the bed with me. I didn't actually keep her in a cage because she was a rescue ferret, and she came from an abusive home. they would lock her up in the cage and just keep her there. She didn't have any freedom. She was just stuck in a dirty cage without being played with at all. So when I got her, I decided no cages. I kept a cage for her if she wanted to go in and out to play inside of it, but I never had the doors locked, like, so she was locked in it. And it was like a kind of like a little jungle gym, I guess you could say, for her, because I'd put like different little tunnels and toys and slides in there, and she'd play around on those. And then she would sleep on her own little pillow that was next to my head at night. I remember she was the cutest little thing. She would take my hand and bring it into where her little bed was at night. She would curl up in my hand, and she would hold on to one of my fingers as she slept. She was a very sweet little girl. As for my dog Luca, she also wants to sleep right next to my head. I don't know why, but there's nights where I have had kicked her out of the bed because it's just too hot, with a big German Shepherd trying to sleep right next to you. And I'll wake up in the middle of the night with a tail in my face or a puppy face in my face, and once I lay eyes on her, she just starts licking me. And I'm like, no, I want to sleep. Puppy, no. Which brings me back to a funny story. My ferret, when she would sleep in the bed with me, she was always very good about staying in her bed. But there was one night when I was sleeping and I started having a nightmare. I was tossing and turning, and I remember in my nightmare I was like with a group of friends, and we're all in high school, and I had a mustache. A mustache just grew while I was talking to them out of the blue. And I'm like, why? What's going on? And I'm like, it felt so real. And I woke up to find out the reason why it felt so real. My little Evie, my ferret, her tail was laying right underneath my nose. I started laughing. guys, so this is where I start to work on the smallest beads in the video, and these things were probably the easiest to pick up, but they were also a lot. I don't even know how many. I should have counted. I thought about that also while I was doing it later on. I was like, dang, I should have counted. I am actually very curious. How many little beads are there? But I do know from like the little seed beads, this is around the time when my hands started cramping up. So like the cuts that you might see, it's me cutting out the fact that I was like shaking my hand off to the side for a while and then coming back. What do you guys like? Like, are there any hobbies that you guys do that you feel comfortable sharing? I like to do art. I like to do aquascaping or fish tanks, I guess. Yeah, and of course, as you can see, I like to do ASMR. Though I don't personally think I'm like the best person when it comes to ASMR, but I am striving to be better and better each time, and I hope that I have improved since my first video. My first video was actually February 14th, Valentine's Day, and I was rushing. I was rushing so bad to get that video out on Valentine's Day because I really wanted to have it ready for people that might be lonely. Also, the Valentine's Day video, there is a trigger that I cut out of it, and I probably won't, or at least I don't think I would be able to do that trigger without being completely embarrassed. It's mouth sounds, like eating. I tried eating some of the chocolate candy that was in that video, and when I played it back, it just sounded bad. I know there's people out there that do like mouth sounds, but I was overly embarrassed. I could feel my cheeks heating up, which I knew they were turning red. So that's one trigger I don't think I'd be able to do for you guys. I'm sorry. Other things that I like to do, I really like cooking, and I probably sound so silly, but I like cooking and cleaning. Your typical, like, I guess, housewife kind of thing. Even though I'm not a housewife, I just take care of my mother and the house, and it kind of relaxes me. Like cleaning everything and having everything in order. Like once you're done with it and you look back on it, you just have like a sense of happiness, like fulfillment. Yes, I have completed my tasks for the day. And when I'm done with cleaning and cooking and doing the gardening and all that stuff, I like to go and relax with like playing a video game or watching YouTube videos. Lately, a lot of my YouTube videos that I've been watching are all slime related because I've gotten really into wanting to try and make more slimes of different textures and higher quality. I want to perfect the art of slime. There's so many people on YouTube that are really good. I've noticed that they've gotten more into doing reviews of slime shops and stuff. That's fine. I do enjoy those as well, but I really love watching them make them from scratch. Probably my favorite to watch is like the butter slimes, and I don't know if this is just me or if other people have felt it too, but if you are the same as me, if you have ever watched a slime video and all of a sudden your stomach is like, hey, it's food, I want to eat it, but your brain's like, no, that's not food, stop, don't eat that. I am guilty of that so many times, especially with some of these really good slime artists. I don't know the correct term for them, but the people that make the slime, some of them just make them look absolutely delicious on purpose. And then there's also like some clay cracking videos where they make them look like actual food and desserts, and it's just like, stuff it, stomach. You are not hungry for clay or slime. These are not things you eat. And then one night, one of the ladies that I watch, she actually made a slime video based off of edibility, and she made it from I want to say it was Starburst. I'm not 100% sure if I'm remembering that correctly, but she had made an edible slime from Starburst and powdered sugar. I'm getting so close in the video to the seed beads being done. And at this point in the video, I was like, oh my gosh, it's there, almost there. Because my hand was cramping up really bad at this point. I was just like, oh my gosh, you can do it. I'm thinking this in my head at this point. You can do it. You got this. Get those seed beads. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here I tried switching the tweezers around to see if maybe picking up these long beads up, if it was easier with the tweezers flipped. It was not. I'm just gonna say that now. And so I turned them back to how they were. So the next video that will be coming out is a King's Court related video, and I'm honestly looking really forward to it. And since this video didn't turn out pixelated, I have high hopes for the King's Court video. I've been trying to figure out what's making the pixelation, played around with settings in OBS, but I'm still not 100% sure what caused it, and I don't know if it'll come back. But so King's Court, I have a box of, I believe it's 24 packs in a box, and I know I'm not going to be opening every single pack like I've done with previous like boxes or cases, just because there have been so many issues and I'm trying to get those sorted out so I can do more videos in the future. So what I'll probably be doing is I'll probably be opening 6 packs in the video that's coming up. And I am excited for this set because there's a lot of cards that look really cool and really neat. I like the whole, I guess you would say, like Queen of Hearts kind of theme, like the player cards, like playing cards for poker or chess, which kind of makes me think of Joey. Like, this is Yugi's deck, obviously, but it kind of makes me think of Joey's deck. Joey has like a deck where it was all based on the gamble aspect, and then this deck is kind of like a suit of cards, which makes me think of poker. And I could have sworn it was either Yugi, Joey, or Seto. Maybe all 3 have used it at some point, but I'm watching I'm watching the old series over again because I've had an urge to like binge watch it. And there's a slot machine card. I believe it's a magic card. Let me just say, while watching Yu-Gi-Oh! The anime, like the first season, I have realized just how different the anime is compared to the actual TCG. And it amuses me. Like summoning 3 blue eyes white dragons in one turn, or shattering the moon with the stone giant. The bridge series just makes me laugh so much. Screw the rules, I have money. Do any of you watch the abridged? If so, do you have a favorite episode? Mine wouldn't necessarily be an episode, but it would be a song, and that is Brooklyn Rage. I really like the parodies that they did of a lot of songs. It seems the creator had a very fond love of Lady Gaga. guess it's the end of the video. I actually kind of got sucked in and started talking about stories and rambling a bit. I'm sorry if I rambled too much and you wanted to just hear the beads. But if you just want to hear the beads, I will link the no talking version of this video. Well guys, that was the end of the bead sorting video. I hope you guys found this relaxing, and I hope some of you maybe even fell asleep. I absolutely love these beads. My favorite is actually these little seed beads here. And I thought these would be the hardest to pick up, but it was actually these bigger beads that gave me the most trouble, especially these brown ones. And I really thought smaller would be harder to pick up. I did learn while picking them up I needed to do light pressure, because if I did hard pressure they just flung themselves off the table, eating themselves to who knows where. Some of the times when it happened, I tried not to laugh. I don't know if you guys heard me laughing in it or not. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Good night, my little night owls, and sweet dreams. Until next time. Bye bye. goes the bead. Have to chase it down.